Most people underestimate small gestures. A text he remembered, a detail you mentioned once, a preference you didn't think mattered. But psychology says something very different. When a man remembers the small things consistently, it reveals a deep emotional pattern, one he may not express verbally, but his brain expresses automatically. Today, we're breaking down the hidden psychology behind why men remember tiny details and what it truly means about how he feels. Because in human behavior, attention is affection, and memory is emotional proof. 1. The psychology of selective memory. Our brains are constantly sorting information, deciding what deserves space and what can be forgotten. And here's the surprising part. Men don't remember things by accident. They remember based on emotional impact. Psychologists call this selective emotional memory, a process that activates only when someone feels genuinely connected or drawn to you. So when he remembers your favorite color, how you take your coffee, the song you said you love, a joke you made once, or even the date of an exam you casually mentioned, it's not random at all. It's his brain marking you as emotionally significant. People don't store details about those who don't matter to them. The mind naturally throws away unimportant information, but it protects the details it doesn't want to lose. So if he remembers the small things, it means something simple but powerful. His mind is choosing you, even when he doesn't say it out loud. 2. Why men remember details, even when they aren't expressive. Men are often raised to hide their feelings, taught to stay strong, stay logical, and never appear too soft. Because of this, they don't always say what they truly feel. They won't openly tell you, "I care about you," or "You matter to me," even when it's true. But the male brain expresses emotion differently. Instead of speaking, it observes. Instead of confessing, it remembers. Instead of explaining, it pays attention. And that attention quietly appears in the small things. A man may never directly say, "I like you," but you'll notice it in the way he recalls something you mentioned weeks ago, a detail most people would forget. In psychology, this is known as behavioral affection, where love or interest is shown through consistent actions rather than words. These little signs reveal what he feels, even when he doesn't say it out loud. 3. Emotional bookmarking. The hidden reason he remembers you. People naturally create emotional bookmarks for the things, or the people, they don't want to lose. Just like a bookmark holds your place in a story, an emotional bookmark holds your place in someone's heart and mind. When he remembers what makes you happy, what stresses you, what makes you feel safe, or even the things that hurt you, he's not just being attentive, he's forming emotional bookmarks. These memories become mental imprints, signals that your presence has moved from the outside world into his internal one. His brain saves details about you because you matter to him in a deeper, more meaningful way. This kind of memory isn't casual, it's emotional. It shows he values your comfort, your feelings, and your experiences. When a man remembers these things consistently, it's proof that you occupy a special space in his mind, one he has no intention of letting go. 4. The effort without force. Sign. One of the clearest signs that a man genuinely cares is when his effort comes naturally, without any sense of obligation. When he remembers the small things, not because you reminded him, not because you asked, and not because he felt he had to, but simply because he noticed. It's a powerful indicator of emotional alignment. This kind of attentiveness isn't forced or calculated. It flows effortlessly from genuine interest and affection. Psychology shows that true care doesn't demand effort. It emerges organically. The mind instinctively prioritizes what the heart values, storing and acting on details that matter emotionally. So, when he recalls the little things consistently, it's not just memory, it's proof of connection. These small, thoughtful actions reveal that he's internally invested, emotionally present, and attuned to your needs and preferences. Effortless attention is, in many ways, a silent but unmistakable language of care and affection. 5. When he uses those details. Later. The biggest sign of all remembering details is one thing, but acting on them later reveals an entirely deeper level of emotional intention. When he brings your favorite snack without being asked, plays a song you mentioned liking, avoids things he knows you dislike, or plans around something important to you, he's showing what psychologists call active consideration, the highest form of emotional care. It's more than observation. It's purposeful action rooted in genuine attention. He checks on things you shared weeks ago, remembers your routine, or adjusts his behavior to make you comfortable. People don't do this casually. They do it because they care deeply, feel emotionally attached, want to strengthen the connection, fear losing the bond, or truly value your presence. This behavior goes beyond friendship. It signals authentic emotional investment. In short, when someone remembers and acts on small details, it's psychology's way of showing real connection and intention. 6. Why men hide feelings, but show details. Many men find vulnerability challenging. Opening up feels risky, admitting feelings can feel overwhelming, and discussing emotions often seems uncomfortable. Because of this, they tend to express their emotions indirectly, through actions rather than words. They may never explicitly say, "You matter." Yet they remember seemingly small details, like the name of your childhood pet. They might not say, "I care," but they recall the exact date of an important meeting in your life. They may never say, "I like you," yet they know your favorite drink or notice subtle preferences. Psychologists refer to this pattern as covert affection, a way of showing love or interest through consistent, meaningful, and thoughtful actions, instead of verbal expressions. These small, attentive gestures reveal genuine emotional investment, showing that he values you deeply. While unspoken, this behavior communicates his feelings clearly to those who pay attention. 7. When men remember details, even in their busy lives. Here's the part that reveals everything. Men rarely remember small details when they're stressed, busy, tired, or overwhelmed with responsibilities. Their brains naturally shift into survival mode, focusing only on what's urgent or necessary. But there's one powerful exception: when someone emotionally stands out. If he still remembers the little things despite being distracted or overloaded, it's a major psychological sign. It means you're on his mind even when his world is chaotic. You're in his emotional priority list, his subconscious tracks your details, and his brain registers you as genuinely meaningful. This kind of memory isn't accidental. It's a sign that your presence cuts through the noise of his daily life. When someone matters emotionally, the mind holds on to their details without effort. So if he remembers even when he's busy, it means you affect him more deeply than others. And that connection is stronger than he may ever admit aloud. 8. The difference between interest and attachment. There's a huge difference between a man who's briefly interested in you and a man who's genuinely attached. A man with temporary interest may listen in the moment, but he forgets soon after because there's no emotional depth behind his attention. But attachment works differently. When a man is emotionally invested, he doesn't just listen. He remembers, stores, and later acts on the details you share. This consistency reveals real intention. Psychology shows that memory is one of the strongest indicators of attachment because the mind naturally protects what the heart values. So if he remembers small things over time, your routines, preferences, worries, or the tiny details you mentioned casually, it shows he's not just drawn to you physically or temporarily. He's forming an emotional connection. His brain is holding on to pieces of you because you matter to him on a deeper level, even if he hasn't said it out loud yet. 9. Why the small things are actually the biggest things. The small things a man remembers about you reveal far more than his words ever could. Those tiny details show where his attention naturally goes, what he values, and who he prioritizes in his emotional world. They reflect what he feels for you, what lingers in his mind when you're not around, and which parts of you he's quietly holding on to. These memories aren't random. They're emotional footprints, and here's the real truth. People don't remember the small things about everyone. The brain filters out what doesn't matter, but it protects the details connected to someone the heart chooses. So when he remembers your preferences, your stories, your habits, or your emotions, it's not just attentiveness, it's attachment. Memory becomes emotional proof, a silent confirmation that you hold a meaningful place in his inner world. The little things he remembers are actually the biggest signs of how deeply he feels. If he remembers the small things, it means you emotionally matter to him, more than he says, more than he shows, more than he might even admit. Men don't accidentally store emotional details. They store them when they're drawn to you. They respect you. They care deeply. They feel safe with you. They want to understand you. They want to get closer. They fear losing the connection. They see you as meaningful. His memory is telling you the truth, even if his words don't.